Hello everybody. In today's lesson we are going to compare and order rational and irrational numbers. So one of the easiest ways to compare them or put them in order is to use a number line. Place the numbers on a number line and then you can make your comparison or put the numbers in order. So first we're going to put the following numbers. I'm looking at 1A. We're going to put those numbers on our number line. So the first value we have is 6.09. So that's going to be pretty close to 6. And I'm going to write that number up above it. It doesn't help me to just put the points and not indicate what they go with. Okay? The next one I have is 35 sevenths. Well, 35 sevenths is equal to 5 because 35 divided by 7 is 5. So it goes right here with 5. All right, then we've got the square root of 80. Now, 80 is not a perfect square, so when I take its square root, we know that this is an irrational number. However, 81 is a perfect square, and the square root of 81 is 9. So the square root of 80 is going to be a number less than 9, but it should be pretty close to 9. So I'm going to put it right about here. Square root of 80. Okay? 9 halves, or 9 divided by 2. Well, 9 halves, half of 9 is 4.5. So I already know that that's exactly equal to 4.5, which would be halfway between 4 and 5. So I'm going to put 9 halves right here. And then we've got the square root of 16. Since 16 is a perfect square, its square root is going to be 4 exactly. So the square root of 16 would go here. Okay? Now, that's it. But now we could make comparisons, or we could put these numbers in order. For example, if I had been asked to put the numbers in order from least to greatest, then all I have to do, they're already in order. See that? From least to greatest. And I could just pull them off. Or greatest to least, I'd start this way and work my way back and write them down. Also, if I was asked to make a comparison between 6.09 and the square root of 80, I could say 6.09 is less than the square root of 80, for example. Okay, so let's look at 1B. It says to use the less than. This is your less than symbol. Less than, greater than, or equal to compare the square root of 17 with 29 sevenths. All right, so I'm actually going to use a different color, and I'm going to use that number line up above to kind of help me. So the square root of 17, well, 17 isn't a perfect square, so the square root of 17 is an irrational number. But 16 is a perfect square. The square root of 16 is 4, so the square root of 17 has to be just a smidgen higher. So I'll put it right there. And then 29 sevenths. Well, let's see. That doesn't divide out perfectly. So I'm going to kind of come over here and I'm just going to change it back to a mixed number. So 7 would go into 29, 4 times? 4 times 7 is 28 with 1 left over. So that's 4. Okay. 4 and 1/7. Oh, tricky, tricky. So 29 sevenths is 4 and 1/7, and the square root of 17 is just a little bit higher than 4. So I actually probably do need to find out a more appropriate approximation. So I'm actually going to come and type in the square root of 17 into my calculator. Let's see if I can do it on here. Square root of 17, and that's about 4.123. And let's see, 29 sevenths is about 4.14. Okay, so based on that, we can see that the square root of 17 is less than 29 sevenths. So for some of these, we may need to actually find the actual value or a more appropriate decimal equivalent. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to try 2 through 5. So let's pause the video and then do 2 through 5. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So I want you to check over your answers. You can see 2, 3, and 4. So I'll give you a few seconds to do that. You may need to pause the video. Okay, and here is number 5. Okay, if you'll flip to the next page, I want you can skip this page, the entire page, but please write the word skip in large letters so that we know that it was intentionally not done. So we're going to skip these problems, and you're done with today's lesson. If you have any questions about anything today, please bring it to my attention so that I can assist you, and you're ready to work on your independent practice. Good luck!